Kunal and Nooresh on the show with us as always. Kunal, for the index, I guess some more consolidation in the pipeline.
Well, yes, Aisha, I think it's a flatline day for the index, 30 points plus, 30 points minus for the Nifty, 18,600, that's the range. I think 18,570 and 630. These are the two bands for the index on the low as well as on the high on the spot levels, and that itself tends to summarize the day that it's more restricted towards just about very few individual names which are riding on either back of some news flow or some events or some flow surrounding the stocks. But other than that, I think the only shining light today is the IT sector, and not just the large cap IT names. The mid cap IT stocks, in fact, are doing pretty well for themselves. Coforge, etc. They're looking quite charged up on the stock on the charts respectively. And more importantly, the last 1 week of selling which had happened for these IT names, I think that gets absorbed with this kind of a price action up move for these mid-cap IT names specifically. So I think that's the only encouraging sign for the markets today. But other than that, I think it's more of a flattish day for the index.
Yeah, flattish day, absolutely. And the good news also for the IT sector is today it's quite broad-based, and it's not like one stock which is seeing that massive up move on account of the news flow. It's all the stocks which are seeing buying, so that's the positive tailwind there. But the other space which is doing quite well today is the platform and the e-tech companies per se. Case in point being Delivery, which is up almost 10%. You also have EaseMyTrip, which is doing well in the trading session. The ancillary coming in terms of Nazara Tech is also high by around 6 to 7%, and even Latent View for that matter. So a lot of these new age tech counters are doing well in the trading session today. And then comes the old school, your defense name. So Garden Reach is one stock which is high by 8%. Cochin Shipyard is of course reacting to that order inflow, news flow. So various pockets which are actually doing quite well in the trading session. Nooresh, before I talk to you about the banking sector, I want to quickly spot the entire these platform companies, Delivery, a Car Trade, a EaseMyTrip. Will you broaden your horizon, let's say, away from Zomato into these names now?
So one by one, we've seen that happening. So it started off with PB Fintech, then Paytm, Zomato. We've seen a bottoming out case in a lot of these names. So today's price action is Delivery, which comes into that list of a consolidation and now a breakout move today. So if you look at the price action for Delivery, that is the stock went to 300 levels a couple of times between December to March. And in the interim for the last, say from October, where it saw a big crack, the highs are closer to 385, 390. We are coming close to that. Sustaining that would indicate a short-term bottom is in place, and it could go towards 450, 480 levels. So a lot of these names are making bottoming out formations. It's the one thing is wherein one needs to pick up stocks where one is comfortable, because these are stocks which will have volatility. So Zomato was interesting, Paytm is, but not very convinced with Nykaa and Delivery in a similar way. Delivery would still fit. Nykaa would be a tough one, although technically seems like a short-term bounce is in play.
Okay, so short-term bounce is in play. In fact, since we're talking about Delivery, let's take a look at the price volume action on that one, because it's seeing a breakout from 7-session consolidation. The volume 2 is almost 11 times that we have seen the 20-day average, and then it surpassed the 50-day moving average. So Delivery is the counter, which is up almost 10%. Linde India is the other one. It's seen a breakout from the reverse head and shoulder chart pattern, surpassed the 50-day moving average on that one. Prestige Estate from the entire real estate is in the spotlight. That because the stock has hit a fresh 52-week high on an intraday basis. It's been advancing for 9th consecutive session and is trading very close to the all-time high levels as well. So that's the other stock that we are spotting. Kunal, what's your best bet coming in when it comes to the real estate vertical?
Well, I'll still go with DLF as the preferred bet from the real estate pack. Prestige is looking attractive after today's up move, because what it has done is that it's brought the stock back towards the multi-month, quarter high for itself. So and in that process, it's completed a bullish flag pattern on the daily charts. So that's an attractive proposition to trade for with the very short term. Anantraj has been something which I've been recommending consistently. I think now at 160 or 65 plus, where it's trading right now, it still looks fairly attractive. So these are the few names which looks very solid to me on the charts. Oberoi Realty and Godrej Properties, these are the two stocks which are hanging around their respective long-term moving averages. So if you manage to see some volume action over there, they could also come back into a swing trading list. But as of now, concentrating on just two names, DLF as well as Anantraj.
Right. Nooresh, wanted to get your thoughts on IT. Kunal already highlighted that as I speak, Infosys is one of the top Nifty movers. It's already surging ahead of that 2% gain mark. And then, of course, there's HCL Technologies, TCS, TechM. From amidst the broader market contenders, there's also Intellect, Birlasoft, all holding fort right now. Any trading opportunity here, you think?
So what we've clearly seen over the last few months is the mid cap and small cap have taken leadership. Now we are seeing the larger mid cap, larger small cap companies taking leadership. But the heavyweights like Infosys, TCS today is just a one-day move. The charts are yet to say give a confirmation of a trend change. Same is the case with the Wipro. The one stock which looks the most promising across the larger names is HCL Tech. Two parts to it. First, it did correct with the markets. The whole sector went from 1350 levels to 900. But in the next dip in February, March, the stock did not go back to the same lows, just like the larger cap names. And now is making a dash around that 1150 mark, 3-4 times done over the last 4-6 months. Crossing 1150 would indicate a leadership move, very similar to what happened with the mid-cap IT names. And that would open up a move all the way to 1300, 1350. So the best pick in the large cap IT space would be HCL Tech, because that's making a decent pattern. You could call it a cup and handle pattern or a range breakout. So the last range is 1000, 1050 to 1150. So minimum target price would be 1300 to 1250 in the short term. But I would go with HCL Tech as the best play in terms of risk reward as well as liquidity and the trend.